Well, good morning from our base here at Redhill, where it is a gorgeous morning and a lovely sky. Very calm here today, quite misty. We've got about 8K visibility at the moment. Basically, the plan today is to take India Victor up to Elmsett, Aero Anglia, where it's going to have its 50-hour/6-month maintenance check. This is the first bit of scheduled maintenance that's being done on India Victor since I bought it, and the engineers are looking forward to getting up to date with all the mandatory checks and service bulletins. It's also an opportunity for me to have some of the snags that we've identified with India Victor. The main snag that we need to have looked at is the fact that we're getting water into the aeroplane when it rains. Here's a picture that I took the other day after a significant amount of rainfall. And so it's going in to have its door seals repaired. There's a couple of other minor little things. For example, we don't have a key for the door or the baggage compartment, so we're hoping they can sort that out for me as well. The guys at Aero Anglia like donuts, and I like to keep them happy, so I stopped en route at the services to pick up some Krispy Kremes. This video is not sponsored by Krispy Kremes or any other make of donut manufacturer for that matter, but it keeps the boys happy, so I've done that today to keep their spirits up. Master switch is on, alternator is on, magnetos are on both, T's and P's are ready for takeoff and in the green, compass and DI is 140 correct, 094. The visibility today is 9 kilometres, cloud is few at 500 feet, broken at 3,900 feet, and the wind is calm. The runway surface is damp. Controls are full and free. Golf India Victor holding point Alpha 1 ready for departure.
Golf India Victor after departure, right turn out via Godstone, not above altitude 1,400 feet.
Hold position after departure, right turn via Godstone, not above altitude 1,400 feet, Golf India Victor.
Victor, runway 26 left, surface winds, variable 3 knots, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 26 left, Golf India Victor. With the runway surface damp, this is a soft field takeoff. The control column is all the way back, and I'll ease it forward as the nose wheel lifts off the ground. And then I'll accelerate in ground effect to my climb speed once I'm airborne. So temperatures and pressures are all good, and got gear up, flaps up, and altimeters on 1026. South end radar, good morning, Golf Bravo Mike, India Victor, request zone transit.
Golf Bravo Mike, India Victor, South end radar, good morning, pass your message.
Good morning, Golf Bravo Mike, India Victor, PA28 Arrow Redhill to Elmsett, that's Echo Golf Sierra Tango. VFR, currently 23 miles southwest of Southend, altitude 2,300, 1026, request routing direct Elmsett.
Golf India Victor, basic service, QNH 1025, squawk 4575.
Basic service, QNH 1025, squawk 4575, Golf India Victor.
Golf Bravo Mike, India Victor, clear to cross Southend's controlled airspace, VFR, on track Elmsett, not below altitude 1,500 feet.
Clear to transit controlled airspace, VFR, not below altitude 1,500 feet, direct Elmsett, Golf India Victor. Thanks. Well, that saves a lot of time. We need to do the shortcut, which is, look at that, Elmsett. This is a great little trick, shortcut, and there we go, done. And then on here, we'll go EGST, direct, enter, and set course, not below 1,500. 50 miles to go. And course is 028.
slight wind from the west, so 028, probably slightly left, something like that. Continue to lean. Even though you've got this mist and low cloud around it, actually ends up turning out quite nice, although I can see some cloud ahead, so maybe we'll get a climb up above that shortly when we get out of the TMA.
Lovely morning for it, John.
It's yeah, it's good. I'm looking at some cloud ahead, so just trying to work out what that's going to do. But yeah, it's all good. Really calm up here today.
Yeah, I bet. Enjoy.
Thanks, mate. That's Henry. I don't usually bother Southend unless it's quiet and I need a service. I'm taking a shortcut here. They get quite busy on Southend, so unless I really need them, I don't call them up. I use the listening squawk.
Golf India Victor, entering controlled airspace, radar control.
Radar control, Golf India Victor. So, let's put on Omni, and let's set this off to do its thing. We've got just turning the autopilot on to intercept the track to Elmsett.
Golf Bravo Mike India Victor, cleared to cross, not above altitude 3,400 feet, no descent restriction now.
Cleared across, not above altitude 3,400 feet, no descent restriction. Golf India Victor. We might climb a little bit then. Let's go up to about 3,400 feet. Golf India Victor, request frequency change, Wattisham approach 125.8.
Golf India Victor, school con security, bye-bye.
School con security, goodbye, have a good day.
You too.
Wattisham approach, good morning, Golf Bravo Mike India Victor, request max penetration.
Golf Bravo Mike India Victor, Wattisham approach, squawk 4502, flash message.
Squawk 4502, Golf Bravo Mike, India Victor, PA28 Arrow, Redhill to Elmsett, VFR, currently 18 miles southwest of Elmsett, altitude 3,200 feet, QNH 1025. Request max penetration to Elmsett.
And Golf India Victor, what type of service do you require?
Basic service, Golf India Victor.
Golf India Victor, basic service, max penetration approved.
Basic service, max penetration approved, Golf India Victor.
Golf India Victor, the QNH 1024.
1024, do you have the latest wind for Wattisham, please?
Golf India Victor, the wind at Wattisham 2508 at 8 knots. What runway will you be going for at Elmsett?
It'll be runway 24 at Elmsett, Golf India Victor.
Golf India Victor, appreciate it's a small change, but runway 23 at Elmsett.
Just seen that on my Sky Demon. I don't know why I've got 24 on my pad, but yeah, 23 it will be. Golf India Victor, thanks.
Roger.
I find myself flying above a layer of overcast, low-level cloud. I'm not too worried because before departure I'd spoken to Elmsett and also checked the Wattisham weather. I'm expecting it to clear in time for my arrival.
So we're hoping this layer of cloud will clear. We are still VFR because we're above 3,000 feet and we are 1,000 foot from the cloud. I can see it clearing ahead, so not getting too panicky about it at the moment.
Got my Tango basic service, max penetration approved. Max penetration approved, got my Tango.
So we could probably start slowing down a bit. Let's go.
I got my Tango basic service, QNH 1024. 1024 is set, just passing 1,000 feet in space.
We've gone to the tank with the fullest contents.
Got my Tango, roger.
I can see clear skies ahead. You see, with this dew point being so close to the actual temperature, there is a risk of it fogging over, and we can see fog just ahead actually. We've got loads of fuel though, so plenty of options. So we're just gradually bringing the manifold pressure down to help cool the engine gently. Got At 2,000 to use, that's normally 6 miles. Going to come off the autopilot now. Radios, engine temperatures and pressures, direction indicator, altimeter 1025. I think you said 1024, didn't it? And Elmsett is 246. We can see the town of Hadley, which we're going to go slightly to the right of. It's getting gear speed now. Get a huge pitch up when we put the gear out. Now we've got 3 greens. This will help us descend at a slightly preferable speed. Landing light on now. Brakes. We've got pressure, undercarriage is down, 3 greens. Mixture is rich. We're on the tank with the fullest contents. Engine temperatures and pressures are in the green. Direction indicator is aligned, and it's runway 23. And we've lost the field. There we see it now. Golf India Victor's left hand downwind, runway 23 at Elmsett to land.
Golf India Victor, roger.
Golf India Victor's final to land, runway 23 at Elmsett.
Golf India Victor, the wind at Washington 250 at 9 knots, score conspicuity on the ground.
Score conspicuity on the ground, Golf India Victor. So we've got reds, blues and 3 greens.
Go. While the engine is warm, India Victor is taxied into the hangar so that the Aero Anglia engineers can make a start. I'm no slouch, and I lend a hand with a bit of muscle. Once inside, the cowling is removed, spark plugs are unscrewed, and the oil drained.
Right, so what are we doing? Oil and filter change? Oil out first while the engine's warm, yeah. Spark plugs? Yeah. Tyre pressures.
What does the 6 monthly check involve?
I'll show you in a bit, go through the pack. Essentially, oil filter change, and inspect the oil filter as well. There's a lot of inspection work as opposed to taking things completely apart, so a general inspection of the exhaust system, propeller, engine controls, landing gear, brakes, tyre pressures, airframe, so hinges, push rods, lubrication, and of course whatever might be due on its calendar cycle.
So if there's like an like a AD or something.
Well, the ADs as well, but no, what I mean by calendar cycle, if you're, usually happens more if you come in on hours. So if you've flown the 50 hours, your magnetos may be due their 500 hour or something. You know, it can fall on a 50 hour, not necessarily an annual. But yeah, ADs as well. So good. That'll be researched when Aidan does the work pack.
So one of the boys are doing that. John, well known to this channel, is just downwind now in his TB10. He doesn't like grass airstrips, and this one's got Well, a bit of a quirk to it. It's got some trees on final approach. I can see him turning base now, so I'm going to try and get down to the runway and see what kind of landing he makes. It's also a downhill runway. Let's see how he does. He always says he hates grass, but actually he lands it really well. Don't tell him I told you that. You know, he always lands it pretty much just on the threshold. So he did a really good short field landing there. He'll get big-headed though if you tell him, so don't tell him that. Is that a piece of old guttering?
Yep. Snap-on guttering.
I left the boys to complete their work while John and Richard ferried me back to Redhill. Some days later I returned and flew India Victor home with Bertie. The 6-month check had gone well. The only real biggie was the vacuum pump. So we've just picked up India Victor, and as I went into the hangar they said, we just took this off your aeroplane. 3 guesses for what it is?
It's a vac something.
Vac something. It is a vacuum pump. It is the vacuum pump off India Victor. And what does the vacuum pump do?
It sucks in the air from the outside and makes it work for a gyro suck, whatever it's called.
Yeah, so I'm going to show you some videos of that later on to explain that to you, but basically yes, it powers the vacuum instruments. And they took it off, had a look at it, and it seized up almost in their hands and no longer works. Literally was on the edge of failure. And if that had failed in flight, that would have been a problem. But the engineers were curious about it, had a look at it, and as I say, found that it didn't work. Hey, Bertie?
Yep.
So we think the engineers are a good bunch at Air Anglia, because they've saved me quite a bit of trouble. And Bertie's keeping it as a souvenir. That concludes this episode of The Flying Reporter. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, check out my website for bonus content, and fly safely, my friends.